falling asleep.
And the impact climate change is having on the jet stream.
If the jet stream gets faster, these storms also can move faster.
Good morning and welcome to the National Weather Desk. I'm Amira David. The punishing storm that inundated California with rain and snow is expected to move out of the region today, but it's leaving a mark. People here won't soon forget. At least 7 deaths in the state now blamed on that storm. More than a foot of rain also triggered at least 475 mudslides in the Los Angeles area and toppled at least 400 trees. The number of power outages across the state is down from over 500,000 to 70,000. And all that water contributed at least 6 billion gallons to Los Angeles's water supply. Streets across San Diego region were flooded on Tuesday. More than 7 inches of rain fell in some beach communities. The annual average in those areas is just 10 inches, so you can understand why these roads flooded so quickly. There was also a very rare tornado warning in San Diego County, but no reported damages there. Up the coast in Santa Barbara, the nonstop rain led to dangerous cliff erosion. This is a region known for erosion. Over the years, some of the buildings have been cut back to keep residents there safe, but these back-to-back storms eroded more land and even damaged some of the homes.
I hear this big thunder noise or whatever, and then this huge wave just comes up over the patio, and I just look up and I'm just well.
That one's completely collapsed, and the one right next to us is also just completely vacant, so I just assumed maybe we were fine, but then I woke up and saw that.
In addition to the cliff erosion, hundreds of mudslides damaged and destroyed homes in the hills surrounding LA. Luz Delia Caballero has that part of the story.
The trail of debris tells the story of what happened here.
That whole thing came off.
Matt Davis is talking about a home that was knocked off of its foundation.
We were all startled awake by the sound of sustained thunder. It was just and you could hear the whole house was kind of shaking.
Adding when he went outside, it was pitch black, but he could see one thing.
Why would a piano be in the road? And that was about as far as I could see.
The next morning, he walked out to this.
The home that was lifted off its foundation and thrown into the middle of the road. Just the mud alone did that. It was so powerful.
And about a block away, mud and debris fill roads like this one, where it's hard to believe that there isn't a natural river flowing down because of the impact of the storm. And on Lock Ridge Road in Studio City, cleanup efforts are also underway as city crews work to clear debris off the road following yet another mudslide.
The whole city of Los Angeles, 470 square miles, has been hit hard.
LA Fire tells us 2 homes on this road were damaged.
One is red tagged, deeming it unsafe to enter. The other one is yellow tagged, meaning that we'll let people go in and get their belongings but come back out.
And while rain may not be as heavy through the week,
does not mean we're out of the woods. We're going to have these hillsides continue to move.
And Californians aren't out of the woods just yet. Another storm system moves into Northern California this morning, bringing rain to the Bay Area. It'll reach Southern California overnight, bringing some more showers, but thankfully nothing severe. And the latest round of storms delivered more than rain to Central California. Several funnel clouds were also spotted. Liz Gonzalez shows us what some residents were able to capture on camera.
The sight of this funnel cloud was enough to stop Richard Valley on his drive through the outskirts of Corcoran Tuesday afternoon before 2. Ryan Knott likely spotted the same funnel cloud from Corcoran High School, as did Daniel McAllister. About 15 minutes later, viewer Gary Weeks spotted this funnel cloud, at times even playing peekaboo off Highway 99 south of Tulare. And check out this funnel cloud. This video taken a little after 4 in the afternoon by Matthew Westwood in Lemoore. Fox 26 viewer Isaac also recorded this video out of Lemoore. Bradley Winters, Yvonne Anaya, and Robert Anaya also sent in pictures from Lemoore. These last ones taken along Highway 41.
In mountain communities, heavy snow has been the issue, with several feet falling in some areas. So much snow has fallen on California. The state's snowpack is up 20% this week. That's good news for the water supply, but bad news for travel. Michelle Guile has more.
A little wet,
slippery. I already ate it 3 times, and it's been good. I'm ready for snowboarding Sunday.
Locals say it's finally sticking.
When I tried to use my snowblower yesterday, it was so wet I could hardly use it. I had to be real slow and easy with it. And then it probably snowed another 6 inches last night. So it took me about an hour to dig out.
The wet snow that had been coming down in the mountains got drier Tuesday, and it hung around on everything. Trees, cars, roofs, roads. Chains were required whether people liked it or not.
I'm trying to come out here in this amazing winter storm and experience that fresh powder, but having a little difficulty first time putting on chains, being a Californian and all. So yeah, we're working through it though.
At 5 a.m., these Wrightwood girls got an email that it's a snow day. Classes were canceled. Mountain High Resort is their playground.
It's just a snow day, powder day. It's fun. Skipping school.
On these days, I like them to stay home and board together. Like, I will take a day off, yeah.
Well, that snowfall extends into the Arizona mountains. It snowed most of the night in Flagstaff, where a winter storm warning is posted through tonight. State police shut down Interstate 40 for a time yesterday. The city, which is 6,800 feet above sea level, is expecting 14 inches of snow from this storm. And the storm was the second of 2 atmospheric rivers that slammed into the West Coast. This impressive time lapse shows you exactly how the storms formed in the Pacific and brought record rainfall to California over a 10-day period. They're also called Pineapple Express because they originate near Hawaii and deliver incredible amounts of tropical moisture to the U.S. This week marks 46 years since the blizzard of '78, the historic storm that buried the Northeast under feet of snow. While the storm hit Pennsylvania, New York, and New Jersey, the biggest impact was in New England. Boston and Providence both broke snow records. The storm essentially shut down eastern Massachusetts and Rhode Island. Crews couldn't keep up with the snowfall and the hurricane-force winds that blew snow back onto the roads. Providence meteorologist Mark Searles shows us some of the incredible snowfall totals.
Look back on it and sort of measure all storms up against the blizzard of '78. And here's the reason why. It really was our storm. It was, from just south of Boston, all of Rhode Island and Bristol County, Massachusetts. We owned the big numbers in this one, up to 3 feet, over 3 feet in Woonsocket. There was an unofficial number of 55 inches in Lincoln. The wind made it so difficult to measure accurately. There were crazy, crazy drifts of 20, 25 foot drifts because of these powerful hurricane force winds. But it was the one, Tamara, that we continue to measure all of the storms by. And the pictures of gridlock, I don't think people can imagine what it's like to actually get out, have to abandon your car and walk home and just leave it on the highway. Literally, that's what happened.
Pretty incredible. And that storm came less than 2 weeks after what's known as the Great Blizzard of '78. That storm striking the Ohio Valley and Great Lakes regions in late January. And just like the blizzard in the Northeast, this one brought record snowfall and hurricane force winds. The blizzard also produced some of the lowest pressure readings on record in the United States. Thousands of National Guardsmen in Ohio and Michigan were called up to rescue people stranded in the snow. At one point, Indiana State Police considered all roads in the state closed. And a dog owner in Chicago is beyond grateful after firefighters rescued her 120-pound Great Pyrenees from the icy pond. It took some heavy lifting for fire crews to pull the soaking wet dog from the frigid waters. Belle was in that pond for nearly 30 minutes before she was rescued. And coming up on the National Weather Desk, we're going to take a look at how climate change is impacting the jet stream.
I'm meteorologist Charlie Lopresti with Look at the Northeast. Temperatures in the Northeast today will again top out in the 30s and 40s. A nice seasonably mild day is on tap. Any early morning clouds will break to a mostly sunny sky. Skies go partly sunny on Thursday. And if anything, temperatures may be a degree or two warmer. We have a lot of 30s and 40s once again making an appearance. Now, a warm front will make an appearance going into Friday. That may bring with it a few showers, and it looks like many areas will warm potentially into the 50s on Saturday.
I'm Chief Meteorologist Gerard Jabali. Here's a look at the Mid-Atlantic region. We'll continue to see the sunshine for your Wednesday and even into your Thursday. The weather pattern has been pretty quiet, and we will continue this until we get a little bit later into the week. Temperatures are on the rise. We'll be trending up to around 50 degrees for highs in the Baltimore area. The whole Delmarva region is going to be warming up to more mild temperatures, around 55 degrees in Richmond. We'll even hit the upper 50s back to the west, still hanging on to the 40s up towards New York, Long Island, and Boston.
I'm meteorologist Charlotte Carl. Today we are going to be nice and cool. 50s in South Carolina and North Carolina, 60s for the majority of us, low to mid 70s in South Florida. Good news is there are mostly clear skies for all of us. This is this afternoon. We have some clouds building into Mississippi, Arkansas, and parts of Louisiana, but for the most part we remain clear until Thursday about mid-morning when we'll see some isolated showers pop up.
Weather Window, presented by the National Weather Desk.
What a difference a day makes. The fog was so thick in Green Bay on Sunday, you could only see the tops of a few wind turbines. Throughout the day, the fog lifted out and fell back until the heat of the daytime sun helped it evaporate. And here's an unusual sight, rainbow sherbet colors filling the sky during sunset over a lake near Rochester, New York.
Listen to Off the Radar, new episodes every Tuesday. Find it wherever you get your podcasts.
Warm winter temperatures in Wisconsin are creating an early transition from winter recreation to spring activities. Meteorologist Christian Palacio spoke with an RV dealer to see how business is going.
As temperatures remain above average, ice and snow are becoming more scarce. With that being the case, how are some recreational businesses doing?
Honestly, things have been picking up.
Dustin Patterson is the sales manager at Bayside Outdoors. Even though the RV dealer is busy throughout the year, Patterson says spring is the most popular season for them.
Now, obviously, summer is when most of these items are used the most, but spring, I think, is when units really start flying out of here.
The influx of customers seems apparent when it seems like a false spring.
It's turning into an early spring, and it's getting people active and getting them back wanting to get outdoors. Trailers are starting to go out the door again. Boat interest is coming around.
While we may not be heading into spring quite yet, Patterson says now is the time to snag up some good deals on their units.
With ice already breaking up, winter it looks like it's fading away. I would say now is the time for anybody that is getting ready for this season to start scooping things up now.
With the likelihood of ice and snow making a comeback during the remainder of winter, Patterson says they can accommodate for your winter recreation needs.
If people are picking things up in the middle of winter, and we know it's hard to store items, and where do you put things as soon as you were to buy them, we will store units for you if you're willing to get one earlier in the season, and then by that time they're all ready to go in spring. They don't have to do any scrambling. As soon as that weather is nice and consistent.
A mysterious sound as folks in Florida looking for answers. One of South Tampa's unsolved mysteries, a bass sound that can be mistaken for music. At least one expert believes it could be coming from mating fish. Eric Waxler has more on this phenomenon.
Just like a low hum or a vibration more than it is a noise.
This is the sound Sarah is talking about, recorded by Dr. James Lacasio when he did a dissertation on the phenomenon almost 20 years ago in Southwest Florida.
They used to call it the Punta Gorda growl in the 1970s. So down there, it's been going on or known about for a long time.
Other people in the mom group have described it as rattling their windows and waking up their family members, keeping them from falling asleep.
Everyone has their own theory as to what is causing the noise.
The most common belief is that this is just a party, or it's a boat somewhere that's blasting some music, has some serious bass going on.
There are more colorful explanations, like testing at MacDill Air Force Base.
Or it could be something more exciting, like aliens or...
Lacasio, who is a scientist at Mote Marine Laboratory, says he has the likely answer. He says the black drumfish produce a bass sound during mating season. You can hear it here in this video from Captain Dustin Pack of Fly Tie Charters.
There are a lot of different sound producers. Invertebrates produce sound, many fishes produce sound, marine mammals produce sound.
This shows a school of the black drumfish shot by see-through canoe near Madeira Beach. You can imagine how much sound they all produce together. Sarah wants an answer so badly she started a GoFundMe to raise money needed for Lacasio to do more research using his underwater microphones.
It feels like a fun adventure that I can really get behind, just to help the community and further science and maybe learn something in the process.
A recent study shows that climate change is causing the jet stream to speed up. With a 2-degree warming trend over the next few decades, the changes could cut flight time across the Atlantic Ocean by 30 minutes. But there are also some major drawbacks to a faster jet stream. Emily Gracie sat down with the lead researcher to learn more.
In the world that we live in, the top 1% of the fastest winds is about 240 miles per hour. And we decided to look at how those speeds in the jet stream changes. And what we found is that this change is not even across whether you look at the average or the fastest winds. And interestingly, it's the fastest winds that sees the largest changes. So fastest winds get faster.
Really got specific with this too, as far as exactly how much faster these winds could get per degree Celsius of warming, correct?
Say in a 2-degree warmer world, which is what we're sort of targeting right now, we'll get a 4% change in the jet stream winds. And so what a 4% change for the fastest jet stream winds would imply is about a 10 miles per hour increase in the fastest winds in a 2-degree warmer world.
While this is alarming in some ways I'm kind of thinking, like, are we going to get to Europe faster if we fly across the ocean?
It will get faster. So when you get these faster jet stream winds, the travel from the U.S. to Europe will be faster, say about 30 minutes. But the way back will be slower. So it all cancels in the end.
How does this affect, say, our daily weather patterns?
The jet stream tends to steer weather systems, like low pressure systems. So if the jet stream gets faster, these storms also can move faster. What's more interesting, I think, is the impact it could have on severe thunderstorms. Jet stream winds get faster. You also increase these occurrences of very strong upper level divergence that leads to stronger updrafts. And whenever you have stronger updrafts, you have more violent thunderstorms, because it's really these updrafts that create clouds and form condensation and precipitation.
Well, summer is months away, but Florida is spotlighting severe weather awareness this week. One focus is rip currents and other marine hazards. West Palm Beach meteorologist Jennifer Collins explains how to stay safe if you get caught in one and how to know if there's a warning.
So what is a rip current? Well, it's a powerful and narrow channel of water that moves away from the coast. According to the National Weather Service, rip currents account for over 80% of rescues performed by surf beach lifeguards. If you're caught in a rip current, the most important thing is to not panic and avoid swimming against the current if you can. Instead, stay relaxed and swim sideways to the current or parallel to the shoreline until you're free. The best way to stay safe is to swim at a guarded beach and heed the advice of lifeguards. Speaking of the beach, what do all those flags mean? Well, there are 5 different flags you can see on any given day. A green flag means you have the all clear at the beach today. A yellow flag is just a slight step above that and means you want to use caution when at the beach. It's best to swim near a lifeguard during these days. Red flags are days when you just want to avoid the water as much as possible. This means dangerous water conditions exist and high surf and rip currents are likely there. Strong swimmers should stay out of the water as well. Meanwhile, a double red flag means that the water is close to swimming and it's too dangerous for swimmers swimming to go on. Finally, a purple flag means that marine life has been spotted in previous days along the coast, which could be jellyfish, sharks, or even turtles and algae.
And time now for a short break, but first we take in the views of Lake Washington just outside of Seattle.
Well, a very good Wednesday morning, everyone. I'm meteorologist Andrew Buck-Michael. Today, pretty quiet for most of the Ohio Valley, but you get out here to the plains, and we're starting to see some showers moving their way in, and this is all associated with that big storm system that's been just pummeling the west coast there. Now, as we continue on into your Thursday, still seeing some showers moving their way farther to the east with temperatures mild for most of us, but it's starting to get a little colder up here across the northern plains as we head into the end of the week.
Good Wednesday morning to you. Meteorologist Chris Suchan. Look at our forecast today across the region, starting off with chilly temperatures, 30s, 40s, and 50s. And as we work our way through the day, patchy clouds across the region. Might get a little bit of a rain chance, parts of Oklahoma, Texas Panhandle. We head into Thursday's forecast. Here you see some showers, areas of a little morning drizzle. Thursday possible. Otherwise, we'll get into some afternoon sunshine. Windy as well. Some gusts there in Oklahoma City, 60s and 70s for highs.
Well, hi, everybody, and a good Wednesday morning, too. I'm meteorologist Shannon O'Donnell. Out west, we are still looking very wet in the desert Southwest and back toward coastal California. We've had copious amounts of rainfall, unfortunately, from Santa Barbara to San Diego. More on the way as we head into the middle of the week. Meanwhile, finally cooling back down in Missoula, highs closer to freezing. Next weather maker, this area of low pressure lifting over the Wasatch with snow outside of Salt Lake City today. And that's the scene from here.
The National Weather Desk.
When it comes to the cold, we most often turn to the thermometer to determine if we need to pull out that thick winter coat or can just get away with a light sweater. But wind chill also plays a major role in how cold you feel. Here's a recent Instagram post from meteorologist Lindsay Strauss explaining wind chill.
You've probably heard the term wind chill before, and you know that when the wind is blowing, it feels colder than when the wind isn't blowing. But do you know the science behind why it feels colder when the wind is blowing? Take a look. When the air temperature is cold, our bodies lose heat to the air through convection. When there is little to no wind, a layer of that heat remains to help us stay warmer. But when it's windy, the moving air breaks up that insulating warm air and pulls heat away from your body faster, which makes it feel colder than it actually is. And now you know why the wind makes it feel so cold.
And if you're looking for more content like this, be sure to check us out on social media where we post the latest from our team of meteorologists across the country. You can find us on all of your favorite social media platforms. Just search the National Weather Desk. We'll be right back.
The 9 a.m. version we ran, the ratings for that were pretty good, sometimes even winning the time slot compared to
Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Amira David. Make it a great Wednesday, and we will see you right back here tomorrow.